Good morning, good morning. It's Monday. How did we get to Monday? I feel like the weekend flew by so fast, but I just dropped the kids off. As you can see, it was rough, at least for the boy. Whew, he was just so emotional this morning, and it's like he's 3, almost 4. He'll be 4 in September, so it's like it's just a rough age. I remember Willow being his age, and it just being really rough. But I mean, he hasn't been removed from daycare yet for being an asshole, so I count that as a win. Because when Willow was about his age, we were told not to bring her back to daycare at one point. But that was right after I had Luca, and she knew how to act a fool and get sent home because she wanted to be home because I was home on maternity leave. So that was fun. But that's obviously a thing of the past, but now like he's just so emotional and throwing fits and like, oh my God, it was a rough morning. So I'm hoping that he does okay once he's there, because today is going to be a long day for him, because today is Willow's first day of gymnastics, and that is from like 4:30 to 5:30, and then I'll pick him up from daycare after gymnastics, so he doesn't have to like run around, and like it'll be more fun for him to just stay at daycare with his friends and his teacher than like me try to corral him at a gym full of kids. Probably not full of kids. It's not very like packed right now, obviously. But I'm super excited. Willow's really, really excited. We're only doing 1 day a week right now to start out with. I told her if she loves it and wants to do more, we can do 2 days a week. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get her changed before we get there, because we have to like show up dressed. So I'm like, and it might be car changes. So we'll see how that goes. But last night I ended up reading, I got like 104 pages now into the 5th season. Loving it. Oh my God. Like maybe a new favorite of all time. I told you it's making me real emotional. The chapters in second person with Isun, I guess is how you say her name, have me so emotional, y'all. Because she's the mom, and like she's the one that I relate to, because she has 2 kids, an older girl and a younger boy. Same. Mine, I think the age difference is different, but like same. And then I don't know, just I relate so much to that character, and I am like loving it and emotional, and I'm really enjoying the other perspectives as well. The one girl who is the young girl that they found in the barn, that's like an orogen. I'm gonna have to look up pronunciation, but loving her chapters. Oh my God, they break my heart. And then the other girl who's like already in the Fulcrum training program, and you're like, ooh, like things are just making me like shocked, like, and I'm only 100 pages in and I'm so hooked. I'm also over halfway done with A Song Below Water, which I'm also really, really loving. So I'm hoping to finish that this week. And I'm reading Malice, and I'm reading the 5th season, because I have I've just been jumping back and forth. And then I'm taking my Kindle with me to gymnastics, because I have to like sit there for an hour and while she's like doing her practice. And I'm sure I'll be watching her and taking pictures and stuff. But I have a NetGalley e-arc for, I think it's The Space Between Worlds, maybe what it's called. I'll insert a picture. And I'm going to work on reading that because it sounds super, super interesting and I want to get it read. But I am about to go into work. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and I will update you, and I'm sure I'll put in some gymnastics clips here soon. Yeah? Your first day of gymnastics?
Yeah.
What'd you think about it?
It was good.
Yeah?
I liked it a lot.
A lot? What did you learn?
We learned how to do handstands, flips, and like do these little like baby cartwheels.
Yeah. Did you practice on the balance beam?
Yeah.
It was only your first day, too. You're like eating all that roast. It's delicious. Yeah.
Look, blueberries.
So, are you excited to go back next week? Are we going to start 2 days a week next month? You want to start the 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
When school starts back or whatever, we'll start 2 days a week of gymnastics.
No.
That'll be a lot of fun. What about you, little sir?
They didn't have fun.
Did you have a good day at school?
No.
No, why not?
They didn't have fun.
You
Did
didn't.
you go to the office?
Did you have to go to the office today?
Yeah.
Yeah, for what?
No. Were you not listening? Yeah. Why? At first you said you were good.
I know.
No, yeah, I went to the wall.
You went to the wall?
Mm-hmm.
So you were in timeout?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to listen better tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
So we can go to Miss Katie's house and see our friends?
No. No.
You don't want to go see Katie and Finn tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you eat your dinner, we can go play with the new T-ball thing we got.
It's not outside.
Mm-mm. I have to set it up.
What?
I have to set it up.
Where is it?
I don't know. I think it's in the office.
Huh.
It's in a box still. Dad just told me that it came in.
Oh.
Hello, hello. So we are home. The kids are asleep. Willow had so much fun at gymnastics. Like, she wanted to tell you all about it herself, so I let her. But she had so much fun and she did so good. She seemed to like really take to it like right away. Obviously she's not like good at it because this was her first time ever doing it. But like she took to it really well and she took to the instruction. Like she like she was understanding it and she enjoyed it so much. So we will definitely be finishing out the month and returning. Was so nice. All of the like employees and coaches were wearing masks. The girls did not have to wear masks. The parents, where the parents sit, was really like everyone was kind of staggered apart, which was really nice. It was a lot of fun, and I will probably, after a few weeks, I will end up registering her for a second day a week because they recommend that you do 2 classes a week in order to like really improve or whatever. And she wants to. She was sad that it was only an hour long class, and honestly it went by so fast. So I was sitting there trying to read The Space Between Worlds, and I really didn't get very far into it because I kept like obviously watching my daughter, and then like I made friends with one of the moms. I was talking to her because her daughter was in the same class. Every time I sit down to talk to y'all, I start yawning. But yeah, I got 5 or 10 pages in, and I mean, I'm really liking the concept of the book, but I can't like really get into it yet because obviously I'm like a chapter in, but it's a fun chapter so far. Like I like where it's going. I'm flowing with the writing style, so we're happy about that. Also, if I look a mess, it's because I'm an extremely emotional person. If you didn't know, everything makes me cry. I am just that person. I don't even have to be the one that's sad and I'll cry. Like, I can see someone else crying and I'm crying, like bawling. Like, it's so weird. Movies, TV shows, songs, everything makes me cry. Happy cry, sad cry, like everything makes me cry. Someone else crying, someone I don't even know crying, as long as I'm just like around them, like I'm like sympathy crying, I don't know. But I might look kind of messy because I was watching the Naya Rivera like kind of case where they had found and confirmed that it was her body that they had found, and it's just sad and heartbreaking, and especially because it was like I think the 7th anniversary of Corey Monteith's passing, which also broke my heart back in the day. I'm a big Glee fan. I watched it all the time. Me and my friend Phil would just watch it because, and then we loved it, and then we would talk about it, and it was like during like a really weird time in my life when I used to watch it. Like I was going through some shit, and it was like a lot of shit I was going through, and then I got pregnant, and it was just a messy, messy time in my life, and it was there for me. I know that sounds really stupid. It was a TV show, but like I just got very involved in it. And it was just, it's so sad. Like, I feel like that cast is cursed. Like, Corey passing, and then all this stuff with, what was his name? Puck. The one that played Puck. And, like, his creepy ass doing some creepy shit and illegal shit. And then now Naya. And, like, that is my biggest fear, what happened to her. Which is dying. This is getting so fucking morbid. Like, where are we going? But like, leaving my children while they're still young is like a massive fear of mine. And her son is about my son's age. So obviously I feel that emotion because of relating to her in the fact that we are both mothers that have like, 3-4-year-old sons. Like, it's just something about that really, really broke my heart. And then I was fine. And then somebody decided to post the clip of Naya singing If I Die Young from the episode The Quarterback, where they paid tribute to Corey. And I broke down. I was like, like it was messy. And yeah, so that was my night so far, guys. I cry at everything. And I mean everything. Coco, Disney movies, sad songs, like other people crying. Like, I'm just a very emotional person. I just cry very much. Maybe that's because I'm a Cancer. I don't know. Maybe I'm an empath. I don't know. But yeah, that's my life. I'm also a little bit further into A Song Below Water. Again, I am loving this. Like, I wasn't loving it at first. I was liking it, but like, I'm loving it now. Pick this up. I'm almost done. It's so good. I can't wait to see how it ends because it's such a short book. Like, to me, it's such a short book because it's like under 300 pages, I think. How long are we? Under 300 pages, 286 pages. So to me, this is a super short book. And I normally don't connect as much to super short books because I like long epic fantasies, long epic sci-fis, because I just feel more connected. Like, there's more world building. The yawning. But I'm really, really liking this, and I can't wait to see where it goes because it's like getting really, really good, and things are starting to unravel and plot is starting to show itself, and I'm really enjoying it. I also read a little bit more of the 5th season, also loving it. Oh my god, it's so good. Like, there's nothing else I can say about it. It's gonna be a favorite because I can just tell. And Kate Jemison might be a new favorite author. I'm gonna read this, and then I'm gonna pick up The City We Became. I have the other 2 books in the Broken Earth trilogy. I want to get The Killing Moon. I want to get like everything. I want to get all her books, just because like I am loving the 5th season so much that I'm just ready to like buy everything that she's ever published, because that's how I roll. If I find an author and I love them that much, I want to like buy everything they've ever purchased. Like, I have a shit ton of Sanderson because I read one Sanderson book and fell in love, and then bought them all and then started reading them all. And like R.F. Wong, I'm gonna buy everything that she puts out. Like, she's writing a dark academia novel now, apparently set around Oxford, and I'm like, yup, I'm gonna get it as soon as it comes out, which will probably be forever because like she just announced on Twitter that she's writing it, and I want it, and I can't wait for The Burning God. And I put in like a request on NetGalley for the Burning God arc, along with probably like everybody else in the community, which I probably won't get it because I've only ever done like 2 NetGalley books ever. Like, I just discovered it, but fingers crossed. A girl can hope. I did pre-order Burning God. So even if I get the e-arc, I'm still gonna I'm so excited. But yeah, that is my day. Tomorrow I am going back to work, and then I'm going to my friend's house to have our little weekly play date that we've been having. Yeah, it's a busy week. Oh my god, y'all, the yawning. But no, it's gonna be a busy week because I have that, and then Wednesday is family dinner at my dad's house. My sister's gonna be there. Then Thursday and Friday, I think, are just like normal go to work and come home days for now. We'll see what ends up happening. But yes, I'm gonna go read. Good night. Today is just not my day. I bought new lights, new white filming lights to put in a lamp that I have here in this room, and I turned it on, and this fucking happened. The whole lamp fell over. And now I have to clean up these expensive ass fucking lights. Because, like, photography light bulbs and, like, filming bulbs are not cheap. And I just broke 2 out of 4. So I'm kind of fucking pissed. But we're going to hope today gets better. So I just cleaned up that mess that I showed you, like, a minute ago, of all my shattered, expensive ass light bulbs that I'm a little sad about. Y'all, it's been like the weirdest day. Like, the week started out great. We did, gymnastics, and then we went to my friend's house, and then we went to my dad's, and then it just got chaotic. Like, work got insane, and like the kids just were like, it's just terrible. Like, what else can I say? Throwing fits. Luca kicked a kid in the face with daycare. It's just been a mess. So life got crazy. And then I bought these light bulbs to like make my lighting, and then the lamp just fell and broke the 2 of the 4 light bulbs I bought. And I'm like, I get it, whatever, but you ever just have one of those days where it's like every little thing that could go wrong just goes wrong, and it's just like small things. It's never anything like big or significant, but you're like, every little thing just makes you mad. Yeah, that's me. That's me right now. And the lamp, I just bought another like actual studio light. Like, I tried to go. They're not cheap like light bulbs. But I tried to go like cheap because like I have this like lamp that I've had since college, and I'll show it to you. It's got all the little things that stick out, all the little colors. Like it looks like a college kid's dorm lamp. Like, but I got like filming lights to put in it because it was cheaper than buying like the full filming light. I should have just bought a second filming light because like I have one photography filming like box light that I really like. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy another one, like, because that was a mess. I'm sure y'all don't really care about my photography lights and my filming lights and my whatever, but like it's annoying. Like those things aren't like cheap. Like I'm not buying like the super expensive ones, but I'm not buying like the super cheap ones either. So it's like middle of the road, like whatever. But reading wise, we had a decent week. I finished A Song Below Water. I really, really liked it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It's probably a high 3, 3.5. I enjoyed it a lot, but I think coming from someone that like reads a lot of long epic fantasies, there wasn't enough here for me. Like on the magical side, there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough of the lore. I was a little confused at like some of the like creatures and their histories and what exactly they were. And the ending was super, super fast. I feel like we got like all these reveals and it was just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, all right, like it's not a long book. It's a pretty short book. But what I loved was I loved the social commentary. I think it's so, so important. I absolutely adored the sister relationship of the two main characters. I thought that was just stunning and beautiful. But as far as the like world building, I wish there was more for me as someone that reads a lot of like heavy fantasy. Like I was left a little confused as what some of the like magical creatures were in this world. But again, if there was to be a sequel, I would read it. So I did enjoy it, and I recommend picking it up, especially if you're not like huge into world building and you're not like a epic fantasy reader. Like you might like this a little bit more because there's not that epic world building to it, which that's kind of what I missed. So I still really liked it, and the cover is just stunning. Like it is pretty, and I really enjoyed it. So yes, pick it up. We need some coffee. It is like noon, and my kids are like driving me nuts. But coffee. Like I had a whole ass fight with Willow about picking up her room. She's like, I want to go outside. I'm like, you gotta pick up your room. She's like, well, it's gonna take me forever. I'm like, just pick it up. Just like stop standing there crying and pick up your bus. So that's all you gotta do. So we had like a 30-minute fit about cleaning her room. And then she came to me and she's like, I'm done. I'm like, okay. So I go and check it. Nope, there's like shit just shoved in the corners. I'm like, that's not it. That's not how we roll. Cleaning up your room is not just like throwing shit in the corners and under the bed. Like, you know better. This is gonna take too long. I'm like, if you would just do it right the first time, you'd have been done, girl. That's what I'm trying to get across to her. It's like, to not wait. Because like all week I was like, all right, you have, 15 minutes before bed. Why don't you pick up your stuff right now? Then it won't be as big of a deal. Because like, especially on nights that we get home late, we just don't have the time. So I'm like, all right, just go ahead and pick it up. Spend 10 minutes cleaning, 15 minutes cleaning your house. Oh, what the fuck the dog's barking at? She's just being, ain't nobody here. So she didn't, and she didn't, and she didn't, she doesn't listen. And then we get to today, and I'm like, all right, like it's Saturday, we don't have to go anywhere. You're cleaning up. All of it. You're a mess in the living room, you're a mess in your bedroom, and you're a mess on the porch. Like you're cleaning up, your 3 areas that you have toys. Massive meltdown. I'm like, look, if you would have done it like I said, and like spent, 10, 15 minutes a day picking up and tidying, then you wouldn't have this issue. And then, do y'all have kids? Like, do y'all have this issue with your kids? I'm trying to make it make sense. I'm like, If you just do it, it'll be done. And she's so stubborn. Like, she's definitely my child. She is so stubborn and hard-headed, and she's like, just gets it in her head that she's not going to do it. And then it's a battle of the wills. And I mean, I love her, but she just drives me nuts. But I finally got her to clean up her room. Wasn't that fucking hard? I'm literally at the point of getting rid of everything, y'all. Everything. Like, she has toys that she doesn't play with. And I'm just done. I'm done with the clutter. I'm done with all this stuff. I'm like, all right. Like, she has this, like, really big dollhouse. And she, like, barely plays with it. She's had it for, like, 2 years now. But she doesn't really play with it. So I'm like, okay, should I just get rid of this, like, massive dollhouse? She plays with it every once in a while. And she has dolls. And she has all kinds of stuff that she just doesn't play with. Outside stuff, she's good. Like, she plays with all of her outside stuff, bikes and skates and those easy rollers. And we're getting a basketball hoop. And I'm trying to, like, have them play outside more, which they play outside all the time. So it's fine. And, like, we have this big Lego table on the porch that they play with. But I'm really just thinking about getting rid of a whole bunch of shit. Because they don't need it. I don't know. I so went off on a tangent there about that. Let's talk about another book. I am over halfway done with the 5th season. And, like, I cried for, like, the first, like, 50 pages. Because, like I said, the character is a mother and her son is 3 and so is mine. So that was heartbreaking. And it's written in second person in that perspective. And that was, like, fucking traumatizing. Like, you're literally reading a line. Like, let's see if I can find, like, what. No. Oh. It's not really a spoiler because. Let's start with the end of the world. Like, this is just. There's a thing she will think over and over in the days to come as she imagines how her son died and tries to make sense of something so senseless. That's like the second line in the book. Like, cool. Like, as a mom, her perspective hurts. But I'm really, really, really enjoying, like, everything about this book. I'm determined to finish it this weekend, so that's, like, my goal is this book to be finished because I'm over halfway done. I really like all of the perspectives. Of course, Isun, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm gonna have to look that up. Her perspective is my favorite. It is the second person perspective. I didn't think I was gonna like that, but I do. I love it. And then I also really like, I think it's Demaya, the young feral girl that was taken to the fulcrum to train. And then we follow this other girl, Sin. That's what we're going with as her name is Sin. Cyanite. So close. And Alabaster. And their storyline is so good. He is fascinating to me. He's what they call a tin ringer. So he's, like, super, super powerful in his powers. And, like, she is just, like, ambitious and wants to, you know, to advance. And, like, getting the inside look in their world. And, like, he's an older character, which I love. I love that not all of our characters are little teenagers. Like, I'm enjoying that it's, like, a 30-some-year-old mom that's, like, my age, and I relate to heavily. And Alabaster is, like, a 40-year-old man. And then we do have, like, the young girls, Cyanite and Demaya are both younger. Like, Demaya is, like, very, very young, and Cyanite is, like, I think, like, 19 is the vibe I'm getting, like 19, 20, because she said that Alabaster's over twice her age. It's so good. Like, I don't want to give away spoilers because I want you to just pick this up if you haven't read it. But this is, like, rising through the ranks is going to be a favorite book of, like, all time. And I have the other 2 books already on my shelf. before I talk about my third book the one that I plan to finish this weekend as well, we got news that school is being pushed back. So I'm not super surprised. As you might know, my daughter goes to private school, but they are taking all the recommendations of the public schools. So we have been pushed back till August 24th for school starting. And some of y'all might be like, that still sounds real early for starting. But Florida normally starts the beginning-ish of August. We were originally supposed to start on the 12th, and now we're starting on the 24th, which for a working parent like me is kind of frustrating. Even when I understand the reasoning behind it, as a working mom, it's frustrating because I have to sacrifice at my job, you know, like it's frustrating, and I get it. The safety aspects, I totally understand it. And this is such an unprecedented time in our history, and it's frightening, and it's frightening to me on multiple reasons, like multiple ways, like not only like the virus itself, but my job that I need, like that pays my bills, and you know, my kids and their sanity and my sanity. Like, it's just been so crazy. Well, her school, she's going to summer camp right now. The summer camp at the school has extended for 2 extra weeks. So I'm going to do that. I mean, I have to pay for it. That's 2 more weeks of summer camp I have to pay for. It's not free. So I have to pay for that. And I'm already paying my tuition for August. My tuition for August is already paid, because she goes to private school. And yes, I get it. That was my choice. I don't have to send her to private school. It was a choice on my part. And I'm not bitching about, oh, I have to pay tuition. Like, no, I chose that. I chose that life. So I'm not complaining about it. But it is annoying that I now have to pay an extra $300, mind you, to send her for 2 more weeks, when I've already paid over $500 for her August tuition. Private school is not cheap. And we get scholarship. But I digress. I'm just excited for her to go back. She wants to be in school and see her friends. And, like, she's enjoying summer camp. And it's such a small school. Like, they sent us, like, this document of their reopening plans. And it's actually really, really fascinating. Like, they just had built another building. So they took the time during the building of their new building. They have put in, like, ultraviolet light filters and, like, into the air ducts. And like new air filters, and they've got like this whole like procedural manual basically that they sent out to all the families, like what will happen if we close down again, how they will transition back into online learning if necessary, and which we don't want to do. Obviously, it's not ideal, especially for my kids. It's not ideal, online learning. But it was really, like, cool how they, like, literally laid out their whole plan for us. So that I do appreciate. I don't know if you can hear my kids, like, yelling out there. They mess. And finally, I'm going to try to finish Malice. I'm still not quite halfway done. I'm over 200 pages in, though. Yep. And it's so good. It's just, I mean, it's my comfort. It is epic fantasy. It's long. It's got lots of perspectives. I'm kind of back and forth. I'm like, ooh, I like this character. Ooh, I don't like you. You know, like, it's still, the world has not opened up to me yet. And I am 229 pages in. There's not a lot of connections that have been made yet. Like, in my brain of, like, how all the different perspectives connect to each other, but it's getting there, and I am enjoying it. There's a couple perspectives, obviously, that I like more than others. There's one character in particular that I love but do not trust, and I'm pretty sure you're supposed to not trust him, but like in his perspective, like there's another character with him that I really love and trust, and it's like, ooh, it's just really, really good so far. It's really, really long, but it's really, really good. So I'm trying to finish both these bad boys this weekend. So we'll see. And that is it. That is all I have for you today. I am going to wrap up this vlog and I'll probably start another one. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.